Algorand versus Hedera Hashgraph. Honestly speaking, you can pick either of them and you'll be fine. They are both great layer 1 smart contract projects with, good transaction speeds, eco-friendly, and many more. However, some people just want to know which one is better. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering this criteria. So, if you would like to know what projects I'm holding and which one I think is better among the two, be sure to watch the whole video. So, Algorand versus Hbar is kind of like a battle of giants because they are both billion-dollar projects with strong community and active development. I mean, on their website, you'll see here, Algorand is claiming to be the world's most powerful and sustainable blockchain. They've got smart minds behind it and a lot of development as well. Hbar is also claiming to be the open source public ledger for so many things, powering the native Web3 ecosystem and, millions of transactions, millions of holders, strong partnerships as well, Google, IBM, LG, and many more. And I'm going to do a quick comparison about these two projects, and we are going to start with the tokenomics. So Algorand has about 72% in circulation, which is very good to see, especially for a high cap. On their Explorer here, you can see that Algorand has 7.2 million out of 10 million and over a billion being staked right now. With a block speed of 3.7 seconds and very low transaction cost, this project is definitely ready for large scale adoption. And if you look at Hbar is very similar in that regards. Over 8 billion transactions, 2 million holders, and low gas fees as well. However, Hbar has lower amount in circulation, about 60% in total circulating supply. I think Hbar is still great nonetheless. That's a very good amount in circulation for a large cap. However, Hbar has lower seconds to consensus finality, a bit higher cost for transactions per second. So I'm going to have to give this round to Algorand. Now, the next category we are going to be looking at is also an extremely important one, and that's the ecosystem. The ecosystem shows you just how much development and activity as well as interest there is in a project. So the wider the ecosystem, the more adoption you would see in the project. Algorand has an interesting ecosystem, lots of projects being built on it, and the same can be said for Hbar as well. Hbar also has a wide ecosystem, and I'm going to have to use another DeFi tool to determine how much interest is within the ecosystem, and that's the total value locked within this ecosystem on their DeFi chain. So for Algorand, we can see here on the Algorand's chain, we've got $122 million of total value locked in US dollar on the chain, and that's on Algo, Fox Finance, and many more within their ecosystem. While for Hbar, we've got $27.78 million. This is substantially lower than Algorand, so this round also has to go to Algorand. It's looking really bad for Hbar right now at the moment, but it's still an interesting ecosystem they have here. Is they've got a lot of building on it, they've got a lot of interest. $27 million is of total value locked is nothing to laugh about. So we're going to move on to the next category, and that's speed. Speed is very important because it shows how scalable a project can be, especially because we want to replace what we have in the Web2 space. The current online payment system are able to conduct about a couple of thousand transactions per second. However, for Algorand, we can see that Algorand blocks are produced every 3.9 seconds and are able to hold up to 25,000 transactions with a throughput of 6,000 transactions per second. This is very impressive, much more better than what we have in the traditional Web2 space, and that is good for Algorand. However, Hbar does come ahead in this category with over 10,000 transactions per second with finality achieved almost instantly. So this is very impressive, ready for large scale adoption. Hbar takes the point on this one. And now the final category is an extremely important one, and that's security. So both of these projects use proof of stake consensus mechanism, and this makes them very eco-friendly, a draw in that regards. But for security, Algorand uses several extra steps. A user's account must be online to participate in the consensus protocol. However, to reduce exposure, they do not use their spending keys, and the participation key expires after a certain number of rounds, after which is removed and a new participation key must be generated. Furthermore, the participation keys and the user keys are separated and can be stored offline in cold storage. I think this is very interesting. There's also randomness within it without any member knowing which other member can participate. I like the security, the added levels of security that they are adding to their proof of stake consensus mechanism. However, what I could find for Hbar is simple and straightforward proof of stake, and that's weighted voting. The security within the proof of stake here is that it's going to be very difficult for one person to hold about a third of Hbar tokens, and there's not going to be any attack for finality. So I think Hbar also has strong security for the network. However, this point also goes to Algorand. So for those of you who have been paying attention, I'm doing some mathematics. You would see that Hbar has come ahead in my Algorand versus Hbar debate. And the funniest thing is Hbar is currently sitting at a market cap that is higher than Algorand. So you can look at this as an opportunity for which one you would like to accumulate. See if you would like to DCA into Algorand because it's quite undervalued compared to Hbar. Which of these projects am I holding? Which one do I pick personally as the better project? Well, for what project I'm holding, I'm actually holding both. Yeah, it doesn't have to be black and white in the crypto space. You can like more than one project, you can participate in more than one ecosystem, and I'm holding both Algorand and Hbar. And regarding which one I personally prefer, well, I prefer Hbar. It uses the hashgraph, which I prefer to other blockchain technology. However, these are both great projects, like I said in the beginning of this video, and they are both worth accumulating and holding. Let me know if you like more of this kind of versus videos. I really hope you subscribe by now. Don't forget to like, share, comments down below on any other project or topic you'd like me to cover, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe and take care.